Hello, everyone. It's Katrine with AI Grim, Blend Precisely, and also Reps by AI Grim now. So today we are going live with a 3-day workshop, and I'm going to make it super short because I know we all have a lot to do. But I'm going to take you through everything, and it's all going to be about how to do your elevator pitch, elevator speech, elevator pitch, pitch, and how you can actually construct your own one. I've put together a small, tiny framework. You should be able to do this as a homework piece today after watching the replay or watching live right now, and it should not take you longer than an hour. Now, if you have AI Grim, you can even do it much faster because you have already all of your business information inside of AI Grim, and you can use the information I give to you and just plug it into AI Grim. For the ones that don't have AI Grim, you can actually use and download a PDF worksheet I have prepared for you, and then you can do it also offline, basically just in writing. So if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to take them at the end of the call. And other than this, hello, Kim. Good to see you. Other than this, we will just go through this. So I'm going to keep it at half an hour, hopefully. And that's always my biggest challenge. And then I'm just going to give it over to you and create your own elevator speech or pitch, which you would produce to someone or say to someone when you encounter them, either as a one-on-one person, in a Zoom call, wherever you speak physically to someone verbally. This one is not covering right now the online version, the sales version online, when you actually create landing pages and when you have to get attention on the digital or in the digital marketing world. But what we are creating today, tomorrow, and on Thursday is going to help you tremendously to cut it all down to a small 3-second scenario. So today we are creating actually a 45 to 60-second pitch. And then you can repurpose that pitch and use it over and over and over again. Okay, so everybody that is new right now to Leads by AI Grim, my name is Katrine. I'm working with mostly wellness educators and also aromatherapists, skincare formulators, and course creators. And I have 3 communities. I've got 3 SaaS tools. And the Leads by AI Grim community is our free community where we hold monthly workshops that bring you more clients or that create an audience for you where you feel safe to tap in, or you do something towards client acquisition. And the pitch or the sales pitch or the elevator speech, whatever name you want to use, is part of that. And yeah, that's what's happening this month. The rest of the time you see the past workshops, what we've been doing already, from your first mini funnel where you create an email sequence and a lead magnet, over to the YouTube challenge, get your challenge up with 3 videos in 3 days, over to ad strategies with Victoria, how to build a school community in 3 days, create one funnel that fits you, and that is also part of another workshop. And then now the 3-day sales clarity workshop or the pitch workshop. All right, so before I get started, this one is really meant to be a highly active one. So meaning if you come and join this workshop, please do take up to an hour, probably less for the ones that have AI Grim, and just participate actively, because the reason why we need you in our community is so you can get feedback and others can get feedback. I cannot go through all of the pitches, and also, to be honest, it's much, much better to do this in a type of co-working community, because we have all these different thoughts and ideas coming that one person alone is not capable of doing. And everybody has a different angle, different questions, and everything else. So it's really nice if we can all pitch in. Everybody does this little piece of work, homework. And then today is write your pitch. Tomorrow is take somebody else's pitch and ask questions for clarity reasons. And then on Thursday, we all going to meet on Zoom together, and we are going to have breakout rooms where we will be actually sitting with one or two people, depending how many will join, and have to spell out and actually verbalize in front of someone else our pitch. And the reason why this one is so helpful, because it's one thing to have it on paper and you're clear. So there are actually three steps. One is it's in our mind. Then the second one is that we write it down. And then the third one is actually talking to someone else or speaking out the sales pitch loudly. All of these three ones will sound completely different. And that is the beauty of this whole workshop is if it's in your head, it's never going to come out the same way if you go from your head to speaking to someone. It will be completely, yeah, I mean, I had so many bad experiences where I thought I'm clear in my head. And then somebody asks, what do you do? And I'm like, yes, that's what I do. So it never came out the way it was in my head prepared. So we're going to go from head to paper and then to our verbal experience on Thursday. So let's get started with that. And I hope you can be part of it. I want to make it short so you can do everything timely for yourself as well today, tomorrow, and on Friday. Let's see. It happens to me all the time. I know, right? So you have it in your head and it's not coming out the right way. So let's practice this. It's a little bit like having live calls. The first live call sucks. The second one sucks. The third one sucks. The fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth one, you get a little bit more familiar. And then pretty much, I would say it takes around 20 to 30 calls. I did so many calls. I had so many live sessions, so many YouTube videos. Right now, I don't feel anxiety anymore, or I'm not nervous. And obviously, if I speak in front of 5,000 people, it's going to be different. But speaking to my community at this point feels more like coming home, and it feels really comfortable and beautiful. So I want everybody to be there and get there, because we all have to deal with clients, or we have a community, or we want to open up a community. So this will help you already right then, here and now. Okay, so first of all, if you're not in our Leads by AI Grim community, I'm gonna plug this into the post, come over here and join. And then second of all, we have a calendar app. You go to the calendar tab. This is today, tomorrow, and on Thursday. They all going to happen at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Each of them here, I'm going to keep short. The third one, you probably want to bring some time, because we are live and we're all going to meet on Thursday. And then you want to hop over to the classroom and then go to the 3-day sales clarity workshop. And I've prepared, and you will not see all of these ones, or you will actually see all of them. I've prepared, nothing is in day 2 and day 3. So you just need to focus on start here and then day 1. And then you can look at my pitch examples down here as well. When you come to the start here section, you can read and see a little bit why or how I encountered sales pitches and why it is actually important, in my opinion, to do this. And I mentioned it. If it's in your head and you have never practiced it, it comes out like word vomit, literally. Like it's so difficult to explain to someone else that has never seen you, never talked to you, what you do. And it will be harder than you think, actually. But after this exercise and practicing it for enough time, it will become really familiar and much, much better. So I created my first business 20 years ago. And it was that I had to go through a 6-month business workshop or business class, really, where I had to go to the evening classes twice a week. And we were building a 60-page business plan. And with that, obviously, came the elevator speech and also the sales pitch. And this entire class or course was gifted to me by my dad in San Francisco back then. I was, let's see, 27, 28 around 27, 28 years old. I'm turning 50 this year. So it's been a while. And even then, in our business network meetings, we practiced that over and over again. And the word vomit came out over and over again. And it is just something you need to practice. You say it once, you say it 100 times, and it will sit really clearly. Now, sales pitches evolve over time as you're building out your business. It's not going to stay the same. What you're going to say today will not be the same in 1 year or 2 years from now. So be patient with yourself creating this very first sales pitch, if it is the first one for you, and then evolve with your business and update your sales pitch on a regular basis. So you want to make sure that you definitely have a clear way of communicating what your business is, whom it helps, and what the transformation will be. And then always end with a question. I actually went also back to the Wayback Time Machine and put in my first business. And you can see parts. It wasn't my real website, but they have snapshots of my website. And I studied photography, and I put photography onto textiles as wearable art. And that's what happened here, and that's what you see here. So I'm just giving you a quick overview over my very first business, and also here what I wrote in our little About Us section. A liaison is a collaboration between textiles and fine art photography, both from around the world. It is also an exchange of vibrant ideas between mother and daughter, where we bring our two loves together. Katrine, photography, and my mom, and textiles. And then we went on a little bit, and with our designs, we captured and recreated the moment for you. And so this was my very first website. I also created way back with a designer, and it cost us a lot of money. And also, obviously, business costs were much higher there in terms of marketing, publicity, website design, printed marketing material, and whatnot else. Okay, so that was the start of my very first sales pitch, was literally a little bit over 20 years ago, I guess. And now we're going to just come right away to day one. And day one is going to be something where you can download the worksheet. I have a PDF here, and I'm going to show it to you in a moment. But I want to actually start with the outcome right now. So once you went through the worksheet and you created your sales pitch, what is really important is that you come back to the community, and I will put out a post as a demo post after this call, but you come back to the community, paste your 60-second piece of work in here, and then say, I would like to get some feedback about where you yourself you don't feel really clear about, maybe it's too fuzzy for you, or does it seem overcomplicated, or is it clear to someone else that has never heard about X, Y, and Z? So if you do, let's say, essential oils, and someone else is in finance, is that answer clear to them? Or the sales pitch, is it clear to them? And it also should be clear to a 12-year-old, and we're going to come to this. So that's your homework. That's the piece you should be posting by the end of the day, so we can comment on it tomorrow. And I'm starting with this piece right now because it's the most important part about this entire workshop, that we all do our 60-second pitch. So you will post it to the community. Let me just open up in a new tab here. You're going to come over, you open up this here. Don't paste it as a comment. Just imagine this community is full of people that want to buy from you. It's just imagination right now. But this community is a community where there are a lot of wholesale customers that would want to buy your product, or it's full of clients that want your work or want to work with you. So pretend that this one is a sales community. You're going to open up this very post, and you're going to put in your business title, then your sales pitch down below, the 60-second sales pitch, and then you post your question at the bottom, just here, and say, I need clarification about, or how do you feel when you read my sales pitch? What are your first impressions? So give a few pointers what you're looking for, and then you just do the category show and tell, and someone else tomorrow should be commenting or answering your questions. So let's go back to our sales community. So that's your homework. And please try to do this homework by the end of the day, because tomorrow you will then get feedback, and or somebody else wants to have your feedback as well. And let's just go, and you're going to just read through this part here. But what I want to come back for this little one is, it's a 5-step scenario. You're going to have a hook, you're going to have a problem you want to solve, then you give them the solution and the outcome, and then you're going to end with a question to open up the conversation. So just remember that it's not just a pitch or an elevator speech, it's really the entrance to a new communication. And when you go into a store, or when you go into, or when you meet someone new, or a new client comes to you, you're not just going to say, this is what I'm selling, and that's it. You're going to explain what you're doing, what problem you solve, for whom it is, what the outcome, the expected outcome could be, maybe with an example even. And then you say, does that sound familiar? Or have you heard about it? Or do you have problems like this as well in your area of business? So you're opening up a conversation. You're not shutting it down. You're literally coming from nowhere, opening it up, and you're standing there with wide open arms to continue a conversation. And then you can get the clients inside of your, or potential clients at that point, inside of your roam of business where you are, where you're moving around, and then you can continue the conversation. And maybe you exchange emails, maybe you exchange phone numbers, maybe they join your community, maybe they buy a product right there and then, maybe they book a free consultation with you. But you never want to not ask the question. So in our worksheet, we will be going through the hook, the problem, the solution, the outcome, and the question. And please do read through this part here. It's not too long. And then open up the worksheet down below here, and it will look like this. So it's going to be a 60-second introduction. You want to call it, or I call it a 60-second introduction, but just take this document, do it offline if you don't have AI Grim. Even if you have AI Grim, maybe it's an opportunity to do it offline as well, and then check against AI Grim as well, the assistant. So let's just go through here. These are 2 examples. One example is the wellness coach, and I'm going through this 5-stage framework we just looked at. Let me just make this big here again. So the hook, the problem, solution, outcome, and question. And that is mentioned here, the hook, the problem, the solution, the outcome, and the question. And then you will see the script down here. So this one is an example of the wellness coach. So the hook would be, I help busy wellness coaches. So, or I help course creators. So the person across from you will immediately know if it is for him or her or not. So you're hooking them in, and it's okay if they say, it's like, oh, I'm not in wellness, so I guess it's not for me. Totally fine, because you only want to save your breath for your audience anyway. Otherwise, you're going really crazy talking to everyone, and 90% falls away and 10% is actually your customer. So hook them in, and then the problem, you describe the problem. I help busy wellness coaches who struggle with clients asking, what oils do I use? But they are never sticking to them. So it's basically someone who is a wellness coach, or is in wellness, or is a therapist, and they are maybe hiring an aromatherapy specialist. And they want to find a solution how to get their clients to use the oils and then also stick to them. My cat is very annoying right now. So the solution would be then, by you giving them a simple 3-question system to build personalized aromatherapy protocols. So you're giving them a solution. And then from here, you describe an outcome and the credibility why this person, this wellness coach, should be believing you, or what you have to offer makes sense to them, so they would actually hire you for that. So they go from confused guesswork to clients raving. This changed everything. For example, one coach went from 2 dropouts a month to 0 after the first client used the protocol for stress relief. And then you end with a question. Sound familiar with your clients as well? So you're talking directly to a wellness coach that incorporated maybe essential oils, but this person doesn't know as much as you, the aromatherapy specialist, or the certified aromatherapist as well. So when you're opening up the question, then sound familiar with your clients as well. And then that person across from you will, in this moment, already have checked out because they are not your ideal audience. Or they will say, oh my God, you just hit the nail on the head. That's what's happening all the time. My clients don't stick to a protocol and they don't use the oils. I don't know how to do this. And then there you go, boom, you have a potential client. And you could then go on and say, you know what, I have a 15-minute free consultation. Why don't you book a call with me and we can go through your special case? And then you exchange phone numbers, or they sign up right then and there, and then that's going to be it. And the same for a business coach. You can take that for any area of your business. I help course creators problem who freeze when someone asks, what do you do? Solution by giving them a 4-part formula that turns confusion into, oh, tell me more conversations. And then the outcome and credibility is, so they go from avoiding networking to booking discovery calls. From casual chats, I've helped 47 coaches simplify their messages. One went from 0 sales conversations to 3 paid clients in 10 days. Ever felt that freeze up moment as well? And it's happening so often, and pretty much with everybody and everyone that is new to business. So that's opening up. Do you know that one? And then you can continue the conversation. Because most people, when a question is being asked, they're not going to just run away. They're going to answer that question. Now, they might answer it with, oh, no, I don't have that. And that's totally fine. Or I don't know what you're talking about. Well, that is a red flag, because then maybe your sales pitch isn't quite good. Or they are just saying, oh my God, yes, exactly. I exactly get stuck there every single time. And then you could say, as the business coach, well, let me send you my 4-step framework. Do you have an email address? And then you send them the 4-step framework through a personal note, email address, DM, whatever you want to do, but you have them in your email list or in your DM, and you have a made personal contact with them. So that's the beauty of sales or elevator speeches or pitches. Now here I put this one in one more time. So covering these 5 areas is super important. And then the deconstruction of your 60-second pitch. So you're going to do the hook. Your opening statement should instantly orient your audience, clearly defining whom you help. This immediately makes your pitch relevant and engaging, signaling to listeners if your solution is for them. You never think about, how can I talk a lot about myself? You always think about, how can I make this clear to them that it's for them, hopefully, or not, depending where you network. Then you're going to explain the problem you've been seeing with most of your clients. Then you're going to say the solution, how you have helped your clients in the past. Even if you just had one client, it doesn't matter. Or if you had a family member, it doesn't matter. Don't think it's like, oh, I've never had a client, I'm new to business. Well, make yourself a client, go to someone and say, can I help you? Do something for them, and then see the reaction, what they would want from you more of. And then in this moment, you have helped someone. So you need to create your business world, especially in the beginning. You really need to be outgoing and straightforward with people. I'm new to this. I need your help. Can you help me with that? Can I offer you my services for free or a reduced rate? I need to practice this. And by the way, here's my sales pitch. Does that sit with you well, or is there something off with it? Talking, talking, talking. And then the outcome and credibility obviously comes when you worked with someone together. So if you haven't done that, again, go and find someone where you can practice on your services, products, anything, and get feedback. And then at the very end, the question as a soft close is, have you ever experienced that? Is there anything like that in your area of where you move around or your business? So this workbook will take you through these 5 steps. So please do download and use them. Step 4, step 5. Then you're going to do like a very simple sales pitch. We do need that one too, is I help who struggle with the problem. And then 2, you give your result and credibility, and then you will see that they continue to know how to work with you. And then you do your complete 60-second pitch. You write everything down here. And then you're going to check, would a 12-year-old understand that? Or a 5th grader? So you just want to make sure, are there words in there that are just in your area of business? If you talk about GCMS reports, 98% of people won't know what you're talking about. If you're talking about some kind of marketing terms or analytics, say AOV or whatnot else, a 12-year-old will not understand that. So you need to make it crystal clear that any 12-year-old will understand that. So go through your entire sales pitch, check if there are any words in there that are business terms and most likely most people will not understand, and then simplify those phrases or words. So then put those ones in here. Then you do your question, your soft close. What would you ask actually at the end of your sales pitch? And then the tell me more question. And then you bring it all together. So you're basically having your 60-second sales pitch. You're eliminating words so a 12-year-old can understand that. And then you're going to add your closing question, your soft close question. And that's it. Nothing more. And you can do this in those 5 steps. Now, if you have AI Grim, you can copy this out and go to your AI Grim. That is the very last thing I'm going to show you. You go to your new conversations. You put this in. Can you please write me an elevator speech for reps? Let's just say for AI Grim. Follow this structure. You put this one in, and then you come back to the worksheet. Let's see, and you can put an example in. Follow this structure. And here is also an example. Okay, and then you're just gonna go and send it off, and it will come back with a really good idea already. It's gonna go through all of your documents right now, through all of your chats, because I did all sources, and then it will find an elevator sales pitch for AI Grim specifically. And the beauty is I've got over 1,100 documents in here, and then he is doing his own sales pitch. I know. Pika. All right, and here we go. Okay, so here I have my sales pitch. Let me break this down by structure, and it gives me even the 5-second hook structure, the problem, the solution, the outcome and credibility, and the question. So again, somebody that does it without AIGRAM will probably you might spend up to an hour. If you have AIGRAM and you've got all of your documents in there about your business, then it will take you a minute. And that's it. So this one you would then take, for example, come back to the post, what I mentioned earlier, your homework. You're going to put this one in and say pitch. And then you put AIGRAM is my business offer. And then down here is, can I please get questions and thoughts? Please be critical around my sales pitch or my elevator speech, let's say. And if you want to make it a little bit more fun, add maybe an image of you could just add an image of your landing page, or let's go to AIGRAM quickly. You can just take a quick picture from here so people can already see what it looks like. I'm going to put it in here and then go the category show and tell and just post it. That's how it should look like. So are there any questions right now? Let me have them, and then I'm going to let you go. It's 32. Oh my goodness, I almost stayed in the good time frame. So do let me know if you have any questions around the first day. Oops. Okay. Around the time frame. So just post this, and then tomorrow, day 2, I will let you know on how to answer here so you get good answers back or sufficient answers. Maybe one more thing to put here is pitch. So we know immediately everybody's, when they see pitch, that this pitch is meant for this workshop. So do put this one in here and then we can get going. Okay, so is that pretty clear and simple? I just really wanted to make it straightforward, very clear, just your 60-second sales pitch in a post, and then tomorrow we're going to get feedback. All right, cool, super. I'm excited about this one. How about anybody else that just joined or is going to look at the recording? So just to recap one more time, when you come, if you're rewatching it, come over to the classroom, go into 3-day sales pitch, do the start here section, read through the day 1 section, look at the further examples if you want, blend precisely AIGRAM, reps by AIGRAM, how I've written them, and then go through the homework of the PDF document, download it, come over to AIGRAM if you have AIGRAM and start over here if you like. It's going to be of course, much easier. If you don't have AIGRAM, just do the worksheet because you will get the same results. It just takes a little bit longer if you think about it. If you use AIGRAM, do go back and forth until you're happy with it, okay? So don't just grab the very first one, continue to chat with it down here until you feel like this is solid. That's what I mean, what my business offer is. And then come back, put the post up and post it. Okay, let's see. Good job. I'm going to work on my pitch for Botanical Bites School community. Awesome. Yes, good, Kim. That's exciting. Super nice. All right, I'm going to let everybody go right now. I hope to see many, many pitches tomorrow, and I wish you lots of fun. I mean, it's exciting because it is something you will need, because from this sales pitch here, you will be able to create your Instagram bio, you will be able to create your Facebook bio. You can put this into anything you want on your sales pages. Wherever you do business, you will then make it smaller, bigger, or however you need. But start with a 60-second sales pitch. All right, everyone. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.